Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Oh, you didn't think you were going to be...
All right, you guys got a picture. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8:02 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's Friday, the 7th of April. You will have noticed, if you are up and motivated like we are, that in your bedroom window, in your kitchen, especially if you got the nice blinds that you can pull back and see your yard, the sun is bright, it's beaming, and it's really nice outside. The birds are chirping and everything, and we've got birds on both sides of our place. In the driveway, they got a nest right above, and on the other side, they got a nice tree, so the birds are hollering and screaming every morning real early, waking you up. Just when you think you can leave out the bedroom, go lay on the couch for another 5, oh, no, you can't, because here they are chirping it up. So I hope that everybody's waking up with a nice, healthy head on their shoulders. Easter Sunday is coming up very soon. So for many of us, we are thankful, happy, and really refreshed right now. We got great guests today in the studio. And not only that, we have a studio audience who's back on their 1-year anniversary with the show. Interesting. You might hear some claps. Thank you very much. Everybody's here. We got Gabriel Bradford, Brett Putton, and Xavier is here, the namesake and the voice behind the show. He's here too. Dan Barreiro, Mary Garza, how y'all doing today? How you feeling?
Great.
Never better.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Bright and early, I feel like one of the birds.
Absolutely. Tweedledee. We're going to be talking about the Three Fires Council, Everyday Heroes Breakfast, and everything. And Three Fires Council, for those who are unfamiliar, let you guys talk about it. What is the Three Fires Council?
Okay, it's the council for this area.
Okay.
But it includes a lot of different counties.
Okay.
So DeKalb, Kendall, DuPage, Kane, and portions of Will and Cook County. So
Okay.
it covers a large area. And that's where if you're in Scouts, you would be in this area, you would be part of the Three Fires Council.
Okay. Scouting. That's what we're talking about today. Mary, how'd you get involved with scouting?
Oh, my gosh. How can I even begin?
And where do I get one of those T-shirts, though? I'm liking that.
Council shop.
I
Council
see.
shop.
Okay. At 8:10 when the camera comes on, you guys can see this awesome shirt that I'm looking at.
I've been in scouting really my whole life. I am the youngest of 10 children. I have 7 brothers, and they are all Eagle Scouts. So I just assumed that I would always be part of scouting. And as an adult, I am very active in Girl Scouting and now in Boy Scouting with my son.
Okay. Awesome. Dan, how'd you get involved in scouting?
Well, interestingly, when I first started working at the City of Aurora, I was asked to serve on the Girl Scout board.
Okay.
At the time. My daughters were in scouting. My wife then joined the board.
Mm-hmm.
And then my stepson was in scouting.
Okay.
But I wasn't involved with scouting other than, fundraisers and things like that.
Right.
And so I got involved about 4 years ago. I was asked to join the Three Fires Council board.
Okay.
And so, I'm a school board member, and also at the City of Aurora, we worked, with youth programs.
Right.
So working with youth, is a good connection, and it just made sense to get involved.
Right. What are the benefits of scouting for young people? A lot of people have been scouts, but I think that scouting it wasn't as prominent as it once was. A lot of people kind of forgot about it, kind of dropped off the radar for a little bit. But what's the significance of scouting?
Well, I'm going to let Mary get on
I
that
was
one.
gonna, I was going to say that I think there's just a natural ebb and flow to like every single organization. I think there's peaks and valleys, and they come and go in their popularity. Just everything does.
Right.
So, as far as the benefits of scouting, just where to even begin. There's leadership components where the scouts, learn self-sufficiency. They learn everyday life skills. They learn, very precise, specific skills. They learn crazy, weird skills. There's sporting aspects of scouting in like target shooting, fishing. There's a strong outdoors component of camping and outdoor cooking, things like that. And there's other more STEM related items as well.
Right.
There's I know at the lower levels, in the Cub Scout level, there's like Nova Awards where the boys learn STEM, learn about people who are important in STEM. They learn STEM activities. They participate in STEM activities. They create the activities. The program, it just has such a broad range of that applies to so many different people.
Right. Yeah, cooking. How does one cook if you don't have a stove?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that?
How?
Yeah, right? I mean, for a lot of young people, if mom's not doing it,
Yep.
So that's interesting stuff. I got a Dutch oven, I got some wood, and I've got a little bit of combustible material. What am I going to do with this? And then let's talk about the Everyday Heroes Breakfast, Friday, April 28th at the Prisco Community Center from 7 to 8:30 a.m., a celebration of scouting and its impact on the community. And guest speaker will be Pat Perez, former Aurora native. Scratch it up. For those who are unfamiliar with the show, when we mess up, we scratch it up. Mary's looking at me like, what the heck just happened?
I don't know what just happened. I'm not sure.
Pat Perez is an Aurora native and former Kane County Sheriff, from 2006 to 2014. So what could we expect at the Everyday Heroes Breakfast?
Well, in addition to former Sheriff Pat Perez, we're going to have some speakers and also some dignitaries or some honorees, people that we're going to honor. And so we're reaching out to the community to introduce scouting to some people for the first time, or just to have people that are part of Scouts to come out and
Right.
and honor these folks that have done good things in the community. So with Scouts, being a Scout, you're giving back to the community. You're making a difference in the community. So we wanted to honor people that are in the trenches and making a difference. And these individuals have impacted the lives of our youth, for
Right.
the betterment of our youth. So we think that's fitting, and more of that needs to be done.
Right. Are scouting programs introduced into the school system, or are students from different schools? Do they come to the scouting program? Like, does East have one? Does West have one? Or you're at that middle school level and everything?
Yes, all of the above.
Okay.
There are the scouting program is really volunteer driven, so it depends on where you can get your group of volunteers. Frequently, they are associated with the school, but it's not exclusive. It could be at the church. It could be at the community center. I know right now. I apologize. The ARM, and I forget what AR.
At-risk mentoring.
At-risk mentoring. I am so sorry for that. At-risk mentoring is trying to house or host a group of Scouts there. And so it really does not matter. It could be in your garage. As long as you've got the structure of the volunteers that you need, it really can be completely independent of any other organization. It doesn't have to be with the school or the church or anything. It can be perfectly independent. And as far as the age, the Cub Scout program runs from kindergarten through 5th grade. And then sometime in that 5th grade time, then the boys will then transition onto Boy Scouts, and then that they will be active in the Boy Scout programming by way of like earning awards and merit badges through age of 18, and then of course they're lifetime scouts, right? They just stay in because it's so awesome, right, Dan?
Yeah. So I just wanted to comment that that scouting, like many other organizations, has been adversely impacted by the pandemic, and so we've seen some loss, with troops, and so we're just trying to get that back up and running. And in the past, I've gone to these types of breakfasts for scouts, but they've been, like in Naperville or other parts of Three Fires Council. So this is an effort here. Let's have one of these events in Aurora.
Right.
So it's accessible, and we can get more Aurorans there.
Right. Yeah. I remember. I'm old to remember where the only two really big developers of youth were the Boy Scouts. Or the
4-H.
No, what is the Boys and Girls Club?
Oh.
Or what was the other one? Because they're supposed to be coming back to Aurora. That was an announcement. It's escaping me at the moment.
Boys and Girls Club.
That's what it is. Okay, yeah, it is the Boys and Girls Club, right?
Yeah.
They were here once upon a time. Now they're making a comeback, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They're up in Elgin.
Okay. All right.
So they're in the area, but not here.
Right.
But,
not here in Aurora.
but soon.
Very soon.
They're coming. I think they're coming.
All right. Doom, 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 doom. I'm going to read from the press release real quick. The time is 8:12 a.m. Good morning to you if you're just joining us. This event, free to those who register, called Everyday Heroes Breakfast, Friday, April 28th. Once again, born and raised in Aurora, Mr. Pat Perez has given his time and talent to a number of organizations whose impacts are felt locally. These include the Easter Seals, which I had not heard about. The Easter Seals. What are the Easter Seals? Who are they?
I think they work with youth with special needs.
Okay. All right. It looks like I got to go to this. And Disabled American Veterans, Daniel P. Figgins Memorial Foundation, CASA, Boy Scouts of America Special Olympics, Illinois, Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, Fox Valley United Way, Make-A-Wish, Illinois, and the Sheriff's Annual Car and Motorcycle Show, which he also founded more than a decade ago. Wow. And also Officer Sky Khalees McDowell is going to be there, a 9-year veteran of the Aurora Police Department and school resource officer at East Aurora High School.
She's one of our honorees. In addition, Ken Maurice will be honored, and Ricky Rogers.
Okay, African American Men in Unity.
So these three individuals are going to be recognized for their leadership and efforts to better the lives of our youth.
All right. How has being involved with the Scouts and being involved with this changed both of your lives?
Well, I haven't been as involved in it as long, but I seen the benefit from my children being in scouting, and from a school district perspective, I've seen the impact that the NJROTC program has had over at East High School, and my stepson was a cadet over at Marmion, and I see the impact that it has on these youth. It's like a transformation of these young people, and so I see the being involved in scouting is just getting an earlier start on that leadership development and getting these youth ready to take on the world.
Right.
So I think it's a huge benefit to be involved. So I'm just thrilled to be a part of it and to help get more youth exposed to scouting and to be involved in scouting to benefit from it.
Mary?
Yeah, I liked what Dan said about how it impacted his children, and that really is key for me as well. I think that my children, again, my son is in Boy Scouting right now. I think that his independence, I think that his self-motivation, I think that his almost even maybe his self-worth even, that he's more capable. He's got more sort of training, more background, more exposure to different types of things. I think it just makes him a more well-rounded person, and he's, interesting to talk to and has fewer inhibitions, and it's just made him a stronger person. I really believe that.
Yeah. My mom got me involved in Scouts when I was young. I told that story to Len, and I wasn't in Scouts long, but boy, I will never forget. Like, that was my first time going to like Wisconsin and going up there and all of that, and frogs all over the place, and the Dutch oven thing. That was
That's real.
That's real. That's real. The other thing, though, that I really liked about it, and I know a lot of the young people of my age at that time we got out of, was archery. That was cool. And there was a lot to it. It's a lot to it. I mean, when you see a guy hit him, that takes a lot of talent, skill, practice, that tie-dyeing events like that, rope pulling, climbing, all that kind of stuff. That was really formative and a good thing to be involved in at a young age. And I think what I've been impressed about with the Scouts is that now they're accessible. I guess they always were, but they're accessible to these kids who may not have had any prospects at an early age. And if you really can't see what you can do, that kind of limits you. And I think that I'm proud of the Scouts for being that kind of organization to show kids like, hey, look, just because this is your surrounding, that's not your future. You can do a whole lot. I think that's a great thing.
And that really is the beauty of that broad range of the program, that, like you said, the archery and the outdoor cooking and the just the physical activities, this kind of sporting activities. Exactly. You're just, you're a kid sitting in third grade and you're kind of bored and you hate your teacher. And, that's a pretty typical story, right. I think. And this, but, you shoot archery at night, or you went for your overnight up in Wisconsin that weekend. It just really opens up a lot of doors, but it opens doors in your brain too. It opens doors, you get new ideas and you're exposed to different things.
Absolutely. It was also the first time I rode in a country squire. Country squire. And it was a whole bunch of us. It was a whole bunch of us standing here. I can't remember. We met at like a church or something. It's a whole bunch of us, and Sally was like, "Well, our ride will be here, boys. We'll have to throw the stuff in, and we're off." And I'm like, "It's like 8 of us. What possible vehicle could fit all 8 of us?" Country squire did it all. I was like, "Holy cow!" We had Gardettos. You guys know Gardettos, the snacks, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. Love
Man, we had Gardettos and just hung out all the way up to Wisconsin. And then, but also too, these were kids that were not from my immediate area. These were kids I had never met before, kids that didn't look like me, and we're all hanging out. I'll never forget that. We made tie-dye shirts, all that kind of stuff. So I really like anything that brings people together on a large scale like that. Time's 8:19 a.m. Good morning to all of you great people if you are just now joining us. Gabriel, take me to a commercial real quick, because the Scouts are going to be somewhere this year. You guys are going to be taking part Saturday, May 13th, a little thingy thing called Green Fest. That is right. Sustainability, resilience, and education. This is free for all ages. Growing greener every day, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Prisco Community Center, Aurora, Illinois. Great sponsors, Fox Valley Park District, Aurora Fast Print, to name a few. Dunham Fund, and The Voice newspaper. Jason and Carter Crane, good morning to you guys. How long have you guys been involved in been taking part in Greenfest? How long has Boy Scouts been part of that?
Is council going to be there at the council level, or am I going to be there at my level? You don't know?
No, I don't.
We'll find out together.
No. Well, I mentioned it earlier because my son's troop is going to be there. My son is out of troop 28 out of O'Donnell School on the east side of Aurora. And they have a long line of Eagle Scouts that come out of that troop. And a number of the Eagle service projects are done around the school grounds. And there's a particular area that's called the Friendship Gardens. And the Friendship Gardens is just a great place. There's vegetables, there's flowers. It's a diverse bio area, but it's a seating area. It's welcoming. It's beautiful to look at. It's wonderful. The kids work on it whenever they get the opportunity. In fact, there's a service day today. The Boy Scout troop will be there today working on the garden.
Taking advantage of this weather.
Right. And the day off of school. But So the Troop 28 is going to be there, and they're going to be discussing the benefits of plants. You know, it's Green Fest, right? They're going to be talking about the biodiversity. They're going to be talking about the plants. They're going to be talking about the work that they've done in the land and the ground. They're going to be talking about trash remediation, things like that. Things, you know, related to Green Fest.
Right.
That's at the scout level, and then at the council level, there's a membership committee, and they're broken up into the different three different groups, and the Ottawa district is the one that we're in.
Right.
And so they have an outreach calendar, so they're going to be at different things. For example, the day before the breakfast, they'll be at the youth services resource fair.
Simon Rodriguez,
Yeah.
City of Aurora.
Right,
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So they'll be there, with Scout Table, So they're going to be also be on that Saturday, going to be at the City of Aurora's Hispanic Heritage Advisory Board's El Dia de los Niños.
Right.
Doing outreach.
Okay.
So there's, they're trying to have a presence and be seen. So
they're doing a good job of it too. The listeners know that I work for Neighbor Project. There was a great Wabanzi Community College event. This was last year, hiring fair, and the Boy Scouts, and they were there. Len was there. I like that. Then there was like another veterans thing. He was there. That's what it's about. It's fishing. You got to be at the river, man. That's how you catch fish. And then you have the young people out there doing their thing. I like that. I like to see that kind of stuff. I feel like Aurora is in a brand new renaissance, especially with the youth now. I see a whole lot more youth activities. Talk about Simon and the City of Aurora stuff. It feels like there's more now than there was before. Is that the case? I know you've been involved for a long time, so I know the city's been doing things. But it just feels like there's more now. Why is that?
Maybe it's the platforms and the social media and different ways to reach people. I think people are becoming more proactive with promoting different things that are taking place.
Right.
And you have to be. And so if a program is not growing or losing membership, they have to be proactive, and that's what you're seeing.
Right. How do people get in touch with you guys if they want to join? If they have the two Utes. If they got any Utes who how about a little trivia? You can win I'll give you a free Java Plus coffee if you can put in the chat the name of that movie that's from. The Two Utes. Tracy Duran, you're out of this because you're actually here. You win a lot, so put that in the chat.
I think I know the answer to that.
You can't answer. You're part of the show right now. You can't answer that.
I love
times
that.
824. It is a good one. Yep. The Two Utes. Put that in the chat. Times 824.
They can go to the threefirescouncil.org webpage and get information from there.
Okay. All right.
That'd be the easiest.
Awesome. Could you put the link to the page in the chat, Gabriel Bradford? Thank you very much. What I didn't know was the districts. How are the districts defined? How does that go? Because we're Big Timber, right?
No, Ottawa.
No? We're Ottawa district. Okay.
Ottawa, Potawatomi.
Okay.
And Chippewa.
Where's the boundaries? How does one find that out?
There's a map on the website.
There's maps on the website. I think it's a long shape though, right? And how they determine those boundaries, that's way out. I'm a volunteer. That's outside of my pay grade, as they say.
Curtis, it's my first day. How should I know?
Yeah.
that was in place before I joined the board. So
okay. All right. Interesting.
But I think it's just a way to try to, because it's a big area, try to get people together from those areas to work on common things. Each one has similar committees working on the same things, but at a smaller, geographic, so that you can make those meetings. Right. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yep.
And staff, and the way the staff is laid out. So the volunteers like myself can be serviced by this available staff. So the staffing, the way they're aligned in that orientation of that map, is also, a big factor in how they figure out how they're going to, does this line go along Route 47 or does it go along Route 39 or does it
Right.
go along the Mississippi River? Or,
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. The time is 8:26. Gabriel Bradford, please take me to another brief commercial here. I'm going to read a little bit more from this wonderful press release. Michael Rayford is the winner. That statement of the two youths is from My Cousin Vinny. Great movie.
Yes.
Great movie. Michael Rayford, Aisha Saxon, Jen Mendoza, Jennifer Ryan Mayton is here. Good morning to you. Juan
Hi, Jenny.
Cifuentes, Teresa Barreiro, good morning to you. Scouting can create lifelong learners, community-focused individuals, and just cool people. Boys and now girls can join Boy Scouts. Absolutely. And good morning, A-Town. It's Financial Friday. Thank you very much for that. Gloria Gerardo is here. Good morning. You just had a birthday, didn't you, Gloria Gerardo? Well, feliz cumpleaños to you. Y'all like the Spanish? Buenos
Yes.
dias, Aurora. Teach us some
Ay,
things.
muy
All right.
bueno, muy bueno.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about Mr. Ken Maurice real quick. He served tirelessly in a variety of roles supporting youth for over 20 years. Former guidance counselor at East Aurora High School and Waldo Middle School. Currently director of community service at Aurora Township. Mr. Maurice is also a recipient of the Aurora Hispanic Heritage's Board Advisory Board, Pete Perez Award, recognizing outstanding leadership and an impact on Aurora's Hispanic community. He's worked with the city of Aurora as its development coordinator of youth and senior services and has held seats on the East Aurora District 131 School Board of Education, Citizens for Neighborhood Improvement, and the Kane County State's Attorney's Second Chance Program. All right.
And that's just scratching the surface.
That's awesome.
I had the honor to work with Ken Maurice at the city of Aurora and in his office when we were at the Fred Rogers
Magnet Academy.
Magnet
Yep.
Academy, yeah. Before they were that, we had our offices over there, and in Ken's office, it was wall-to-wall plaques from all the things that he was involved in.
That's awesome.
And I can tell you that I first knew Ken Maurice when I was in high school. And he was ahead of me, and he was the reason I knew him was because he was the student council president. And so when you're a student council president, you have the opportunity to speak before students and different things. So I was always impressed with Ken Maurice. And fast forward, he's still, getting it done.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Okay, the next piece of news real quick. Don't forget April 23rd, which is a Tuesday, 6 to 7:45 p.m. Our friends of WeSos, Women Entrepreneur Secret of Success, and our friend Annie Kinsley, insurance representative for State Farm. They're going to be part of a great event, Safeguard Your Family's Future, expert panels, networking, and refreshments, limited seating, and registration is required for that. It's a free event. Support these great women as they help you safeguard your family's future. Gianna Ferreri from Edward Jones will be speaking as well. Allison Psychos, AMC Legal, and then Bethany Pregnano, Accountant, Vitality, Tax, and Advisory. And Bethany, I tried very hard to ease your last name in a good fashion. Hope I did it. Don't want to mess up people's last name on the air. That's the one thing I learned listening when I was a kid. I was like, man, you got to get good with those names. All right. Time is 8:29 a.m. So we interviewed Lynn and another gentleman. Do you remember who that was? I can't think of his name at the moment. He was another great young guy. But they came over and they went to the GAR building afterwards, and they met with Eric Pry over there. Now, the Three Fires Council has done some pop-up events here in downtown Aurora. Is that true as well? You guys have been part of certain things. Let's talk about that.
I guess that's me, Dan.
I was like, I didn't want to.
Yeah, I know that there's ongoing, because like Dan mentioned earlier, that the pandemic really did damage to the membership numbers for the scouting program. I think that is pretty ubiquitous. I think many organizations were hurt. I don't know, maybe some have bounced back better than others. I don't know. But I know that there's a strong push for membership, and I know that Aurora has always been a key location for scouting, and I know that they are very, very interested in, doing the work, rolling their sleeves up and doing the work, getting to the First Friday, getting to, the trick or treat in the Water Street Plaza. They are very, very active, and I saw the young woman back here with the fire museum shirt on.
Aurora
I know
Regional Fire Museum.
they're very, very active at the fire museum as well. They frequently have a table there, have scouts there, volunteers there, scouts and parents doing activities for just walk-ups, people that are participating in whatever festival or event, and just to be present, to get the word out, to let kids know, hey, we're doing something fun here. Why don't you, come and see what we're all about, and just to give a little flavor of what scouting's like. So yeah, there's there's a group of scouters that do attend a lot of the downtown events and participate to bring scouting forward in front of the community. They've been doing that for quite a while.
So Annie Kinsley, who I mentioned, she sent me an email asking for ways to get involved and help out other folks. After today, maybe even tomorrow morning, if you guys don't mind, I'll start an email with all three of us and put you guys together, because she's got a heart and a passion for folks, and she's trying to help families and not just the kids rise up, and she's really involved in things. So I think you guys will be a good fit for each other.
That'd be wonderful.
I'd love to make that connection with you guys. She helped me out with some insurance recently, so I want to give back to her. Save the brother, like the commercial. Savings. Get your savings on, ladies and gentlemen. How can we help you? And how can the listeners help you? How can anybody listening to this help you, whether they have kids or not?
Come to the event. Come to the event. The event, we're looking for a huge range of people. We're looking for, let's be honest, just between you and me, nobody's listening. Nobody else can hear me.
Yeah, it's not like we're live on Facebook.
Right. We're looking for folks that can write checks. Certainly we are. We're looking for folks that can write checks. But we're also looking for committee members. We're looking for people who can be liaison between a new troop starting out and council. We're looking for people who can just maybe attend monthly meetings. We're looking for, and we're looking for, the old-fashioned kind of the den mother. We're looking for the person that can actually physically meet with the kids week to week, bring forward the program, engage the children, and it's tough. It's tough to engage a 7-year-old, but, we're looking, and someone that's going to bake cookies and clean up at the end. I mean, we need that spectrum of people to come to this event. We need, if you're interested, if you just want to see what we're about, if you want to finally meet Pat Perez, we just come to the event. That would be the key thing. Right now, I think that's what our ask is right now.
Right, come to the event. We're trying to build awareness and a support, a wider net of support. And absolutely, our main objective is to get more kids into Scouts. That's the bottom line. We'll
do our very best. We're blessed to have a show that folks listen to. We just started getting even more listeners out there in the Geneva area. They tune in and hit the like button. So I hope that those folks hear this and throw their hat in the ring with you guys, man. I'd like to see that. I'll be there on this day too.
Oh, look at that. We got one. Hey.
No, I'll
we're just gonna make this pitch, okay? So we're gonna have bacon. So if that and eggs. So if that appeals to anyone.
Okay, now you heard that. You heard that from Dan Barreiro himself, ladies and gentlemen. There will be bacon and eggs there. Oh, Curtis, I'm going. Like, all right, I'm gonna see you there then. Yeah, definitely. I will definitely. I'll definitely be there because as you know, Dad, my dad passed away. You know what, man? He got to see everything we started doing with this show and all that stuff, and it's just I've just been something clicked, like just keep doubling down. Just double down on the good. So you know what? A lot of times I wasn't able to come out to a lot of stuff, making more of an impact making more of a push to go out to things. So I'll be there on this particular day. I'm gonna come and hang out with you guys and say hi. Okay. I want to read about a little bit about Mr. Ricky Rogers. Gabriel, if you could be so kind, so kind, and take me to a personal commercial here. Mr. Ricky Rogers is the executive director of African American Men of Unity, one of the founders. He is committed to empowering underserved individuals and families with education, training, and resources to promote self-efficacy in impoverished communities. Since 1999, he's brought his vision to life through the AAMOU's programs, which have helped children find paths towards being responsible adults who can adequately support themselves, obtain employment, and contribute to society. He's also a recent recipient of the Black History Makers Award. What do you know about Mr. Rogers?
I wanted to make a comment about Ricky. I first saw him in action at a Aurora Youth Leadership summer program, and I had the opportunity to stop in and check it out. And I was so impressed with Ricky's, ability to reach these middle school kids. Middle school kids, that's a hard group to crack, to capture their attention, to get them interested in what you're talking about. And they really took to Ricky, and he had a great message and great information. And I was really impressed with him when I saw him in action. Because a lot of times you see people at meetings or different functions, but this was in the trenches, and I was just blown away by it.
Yep. That's what you need. You need people out there doing the work, doing the actual work. Dora Sanchez Soto is here. Good morning. Matthew Orr, good morning. Maria Chirito and Hugo Saltageri, good morning to you. Oh, and Steve Carchetti, good morning. Okay. So when we go there, it's going to be from 7 to 8:30 a.m., the Prisco Community Center, 150 West Illinois Avenue. That's a great place. And once again, Greenfest is going to be in that whole park back there, that whole encompassing area back there. Mary, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Aurora.
Okay. All right. What's the most significant changes you've noticed from the Aurora then to the Aurora now?
I've become much older.
Scratch it up.
Oh, man.
That's a good scratch. No. That's a scratch I love right there.
Okay. I have always loved Aurora. I grew up here. I went to East Aurora schools, Hermas School, Simmons School, and East High School. And I went away to college. I went to the University of Notre Dame, and I had access to stuff, right? You have access to stuff when you're in college, and certainly when you're at a place like Notre Dame, you have access, right? And I just wanted to come home, right? Mm-hmm. So I came home, and I live here, and I have married my husband here. I raised my children here. My children are now going to East Aurora High School. I have one at Magnet, two at East Aurora. So, I mean, sure, there's a couple of new buildings. Sure, Wabansi now works down there. Sure, I work for the city of Aurora. So sure, I moved out of City Hall into a new building, but I've always loved Aurora. So the buildings come and go. The facades are different. The stores are different. But I've always felt like the community has been here. I've always felt like my heart has been here. So the fundamental, the internal, the real things, I have not noticed a ton of difference. Right. But like I said, the buildings are different. I mean, I swipe my time card at a different place in the morning, but yeah, I haven't noticed a lot.
Okay. And you work for the city?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'm a professional engineer. I work for Public Works Engineering.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Public Works.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm on a vacation day. It's okay.
Right.
I'm on a vacation day.
You know what? That supervisor's like, wait a minute. Is that rewind that? Is that ain't she supposed to be in the office right now? And Dan, you worked for the city, retired 2 years ago?
Coming up on 2 years.
Coming up on 2 years.
Spent 35 years there.
Yeah.
35 long years.
35 long and storied years. You did a lot of great work for the city, man. You did a lot of great work.
That's another show.
Yeah. The retirement show with Dan Barreiro. Well, I'm glad to know you guys and have you here. And the reason why I asked the Aurora question is because especially with the two guests that we have in our studio audience today. I've learned a lot about the city and the folks in it, and I've had to change my perspectives a couple times too. What I thought about buildings, what I thought about the history of stuff, it's not what, like you mentioned Wabanzi being downtown. That wasn't always the case.
No.
That wasn't always the case. I didn't know that. I had no idea. When I did I did a veteran, this was 2 years, almost 3 years now. I did a veteran special with the guys from the Aurora Air Classics Museum out there. That's got its own history. Had no, I mean, they were like, Curtis, we don't have enough time to tell you about, and those guys are volunteers. They're volunteers. And I was like, that's amazing. And now, given that last state of the city, I guess the airport's going to start coming back to life. So there's a whole lot going on here, and there's a whole lot of people making a whole lot of different things. And that's one of the reasons I love doing this show too. I'm always finding out something new. I never knew the Boy Scouts were even part of Aurora until I met Len. I had no idea, no clue. And it really feels good. It feels great. I want to read about Officer McDowell right now real quick because I gave just a brief run over of what she does. Officer Sky Khalees McDowell is a 9-year veteran of the Aurora Police Department, school resource officer at East Aurora. Among her many accolades, Ms. Khalees McDowell was recently recognized by the International Association of Chiefs of Police as a 40 under 40 rising leader in law enforcement for leadership, dedication, and service. She's also the founder of Girls Run the World Aurora, a nonprofit that prepares youth to become change agents within their community. Wow. How'd you meet her?
Well, as a police officer, I worked.
It started with a traffic stop.
No. But honestly, I got to know Sky better when she reached out and said, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing this Girls Run the World, the 5K." And so I said, "Sure. What do you need?" And she picked my brain, and I pointed her where she needed to go, and got her resources, and helped out with that inaugural 5K. And it was a great program. A lot of the girls that she helps through her program, they were there to support it. They had a lot of women of influence in the Aurora area that were there, and they spoke. And I think it was great to hear people like Alderman Hart Burns and our state reps and state senators speak to these young ladies, to give them positive messages. And so, I tip my hat to Sky for that work and going into the schools and working with young women and helping to steer them in positive paths, and that's just great work.
Right. Yeah. Well, like you mentioned with Ricky Rogers, I mean that's a tough group to get. Their minds are being pulled in a lot of directions. Besides the home life, besides the school, friends, and all that kind of stuff, their minds are being pulled. So to corral their minds to be like, hey, let's focus on this. That's no easy task. And among the sponsors, we've got Aurora Township, Alderman Bugg, 9th Ward, Alderman Lamas, 1st Ward, At-Risk Mentoring, as Dan mentioned, Mr. Barreiro, BNA Healthcare, City of Aurora Youth Services, East Aurora School District 131, and Alderman Wani Garza of the 2nd Ward. Donations in support of Three Fires Council will also be accepted at the event. And we've got I think this is the donation link here, scoutingevent.com, 127-TAC-69616. Gabriel, if you could put that in the chat, that bad boy right there, young man. Thank you very much. Time is 8:44 a.m. I'm going to give one quick piece of news, and then we're going to get back to you wonderful folks. Okay. There's a whole lot of cool stuff going to be taking place here very soon. Food Truck Festival is coming up. They will line Benton Street in Aurora downtown. May 5th, the most popular event returns from 5 to 9 p.m. A lot of local and regional food trucks and also downtown venues will be open with art, music, and a whole lot more. Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry has their Spring Taco Crawl fundraiser from 4 to 8 p.m. Tuesday, May 16th. Visit a handful of participating downtown restaurants. Tickets are required. I have the link for it, but it's so long, ladies and gentlemen. But even if I told Gabriel Bradford to type it in, it would take him until 9:30 a.m. And we don't want him typing. We want him doing more important things like running the show. He's a great producer, ladies and gentlemen. You can clap for him at home. Okay. Oh, clap here. Yeah, let's yo. My goodness gracious. Yeah. You go, boy. Okay. Art Market Aurora brings more than a dozen local makers to a one-of-a-kind indoor market. So the next one is going to be Saturday, April 22nd. Shop, market vendors and local artisans, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Society 57, 100 South River Street, right downtown. Free to enter. Okay. The time is 8:46 a.m. If you just joined us, we're here with Mary Garza and Dan Barreiro of the Three Fires Council. Here to talk about the Everyday Heroes Breakfast coming up. Bacon and eggs is going to be there.
I bring that up because, you see it on social media, people complaining about the inflation and the price of everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I bring it up. It's come in, free event,
Food,
breakfast. So
exactly.
Support our cause, and it's a win-win.
What other events? And is there a flyer for this on social media?
I put it on my own page.
Oh, you gotta share it with us, my sister. You gotta share that.
Isn't everybody on my page?
I'm not yet.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna friend request you.
Okay.
After today, if that's all right. Thank you very much. Gabriel put that on there. But there is a flyer out there.
We'll make sure.
Okay.
Absolutely, we will make sure you get it. Yep.
I'll get that and make
Yep.
sure.
We're surprised you didn't get it already.
No,
from
I
Len.
did not.
I'm surprised it wasn't part of the press release.
I did not. I'll go back and scrub the email and make sure that it wasn't in there. Lynn, good morning to you, sir. And can I bring the camera there?
Yes,
Absolutely.
please.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What a great idea. Why didn't we think of that?
Absolutely. I want to bring that bad boy right back there and do a broadcast from there.
Oh, wonderful.
Shout you guys out, man.
Thank you.
Anything we could do to help you guys. Okay. So what does the future look like for the Three Fires Council? Where are we going to be in the next 5 years?
Well, I think we're going to be in a strong position, and I say that because I serve on the board. I'm the vice president for DEI initiatives for the Three Fires Council, and so I get to attend board meetings and we get monthly updates on the progress of the Three Fires Council, and so I can tell you that we're making great progress despite all the challenges that we've been confronted with,
right?
And mainly the pandemic, and so I think we've had held our own, and when I joined the board, we weren't always having a balanced budget. But the last couple of years, we've had a balanced budget. We've had now we're in a position of positive growth of membership. So we see things stabilize, and now we're moving forward to get more youth involved. So I see, fast forward, what I see is more youth involved in Three Fires Council. Also, we have some goals with respect to diversity. So, for example, right now our council has a 20% composition of minority scouts, and our goal is 30%. And then with females, our goal was 10%, and we're right there at 10%, and we're probably going to way surpass that. That's probably the largest growing sector of scouts is the girls component, and that's a really strong program. They're kind of like, they come in clusters. If you get one, they bring all their friends, and then boom, you have. It's just amazing that's taken off, and we've already had Girl Scouts recognize and achieve Eagle Scout status.
Nice.
So that's just transforming the scouting, nationwide. But our focus is going to be continue to recruit and get more youth engaged and involved because of the positive benefit the program has.
Right. Is there anything taking place at the local or state level, any bills or anything, any initiatives that are going on that help scouts or can help scouts? Is there anything like we need vote 3 for that to happen? Nothing like that?
I don't have any awareness.
No,
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not aware of anything.
All right. I like to ask that question because for the STEM youth that take part, like APS, there's some STEM days that was made at the state level, and various funds for training and things like that. So just like to ask, because we've been blessed to get news from like local state representatives about things that matter and can really help, but not a lot of people know about. Just and so that's important. I like to keep my eye on those kind of things.
I do have one tidbit for the future, and this is gonna for those who know people. One of our very own, the former CFO at the City of Aurora, Brian Caputo. He is now the director over there at the College of DuPage.
Okay.
And so, our president of the College of DuPage, and he's doing a great job over there. Brian is Eagle Scout. He's also on the board of the Three Fires Council, and is the board president-elect. So very soon he will be the president of the Three Fires Council. And, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Caputo, Dr. Caputo, and I think he's going to be very instrumental in moving the council forward.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And his wife has listened to the show before. Karen Caputo, great person, great people. Who has been a famous scout? Have there been presidents that have been scouts? You guys know of any?
I'm thinking of, shoot, I'd be so bad on a game show. The guy walked on the moon.
That's a good idea. We should make a game show. Okay.
The guy walked on the moon.
Buzz Aldrin?
Armstrong?
Neil
Armstrong. Okay.
Neil Armstrong was an Eagle Scout.
Really?
This is where we need help from the audience. We need the audience participation.
Oh,
yes, we do.
Yeah. Do you have any more gift cards? We can.
I've got some gift cards. George W. Bush was a scout. Gerald Ford. Okay. All right. See, we got a lot going on in here today, ladies and gentlemen. That's the benefit of a studio audience. Mike Rowe.
Oh.
Mike Rowe. Who's Mike Rowe? Dirty Jobs? Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that was my show, Dirty Jobs. A lot of, interestingly, a lot of people who continue to go on and good engineering stuff start off as scouts. That's really cool. So it's 8:53. What's the weekend going to be like for you two? What you got going on?
Oh gosh.
Gardening?
I have to leave here and go to church.
Damn.
Boy, I was so focused on yesterday and today that I'm like I haven't thought about Saturday. Yesterday I was involved with the Knights of Columbus for Holy Thursday. So.
All right.
He was really there. I saw him.
Yeah,
I'm his character witness.
He's always there. Yes, he is.
I was like so put out. Like, oh man, it's be there till midnight, and we got released a little early, so I get a little sleep for today's show because I was thinking I was so stressed about doing something late and then being up early for this, and so I don't know. Saturday's kind of escaped me right now. I know I got something big.
Okay,
yeah.
But
the weather's getting nice. You're gonna be doing some bike riding, Dan?
Let me look.
Okay.
Might be a.
He's already like in the process of missing something. Probably he's checking his calendar.
Oh no, it's this Saturday's open.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So then, yes, he's going to be doing some bike riding.
Now the next Saturday we got the Fox Metro cleanup. So
you're going to be there too? All right.
Be there for that, and then the following, there's the Ward 1 cleanup, and then Earth Day. But there's something I want to attend, and that's the School of Thought, a discussion on the politicization of education.
Okay.
And that's a very timely topic. And being a sitting school board member, I'm very interested in that discussion.
Okay. All right.
And I'll throw in that particular Saturday of his whatever that was, sorry, Dan, that I will be participating in an Eagle Scout project. We're going to be doing some Civil War, refurbishing some Civil War graves in the Lockport Cemetery. And the Eagle Scout the Eagle Scout candidate is doing research with the, and I forget the name of the organization that they work with to do the historical research for Civil War veterans and their burials and their family members and their war records and, everything about these Civil War veterans. So we're going to be there's going to be a big group of people at the cemetery who are going to be placing new markers for some Civil War veterans who are buried there.
Okay.
Kind of reorienting some of them that have fallen into disarray, and just cleaning the other ones that have been placed there. It's such a beautiful project. In this, we've already kind of thrown religion on the table, I guess. That caring for the dead is, of course, one of the corporal acts of mercy. I just think it's such a beautiful thing that the Scouts do that.
Religion is always on the table on this show. Absolutely. And I say that because I've been blessed, and I was interviewing the lead pastor at Village Baptist Church, and it's stuck with me because I've always had the mind frame that this show is for everybody, period. And he came on and he was so like, can I say this? Can I say that? I was like, sir, but he took it serious. He took it serious. He took it as serious as I did, but he took it more so because his message is to bring the flock. And he was a lot of people won't let you do that. That's the world we're living in. You can't say Jesus. They won't let you do that.
Right.
And I realized, you know what? No, that's not what we're doing here. So I just wanted to, plant the flag in the conversation.
I have one super funny story. I don't know how late it is, and
we got time for a good story.
This is
Go ahead.
This is a Girl Scout story.
Okay.
Not women in Scouts BSA. It's Girl Scouts USA. Okay. So I'm a Girl Scout troop leader as well.
All right.
So I'm wearing two hats always. I have daughters and a son. So for Women's History Month, for Girl Scout Week, my Girl Scout troop presented the flags and did the Pledge of Allegiance at the City Council meeting at the City of Aurora. And I was setting this up with Clayton Muhammad. Of course, Clayton, everybody knows Clayton. And he asked if myself or one of the other folks in the troop would be interested in saying the invocation. And I said, I would do that, but, I got to warn you that I'm going to say things like Jesus and God and Holy Spirit and prayer, and I might not be the best person for that.
Right.
Right. So he sent me back an email. He sent me back a response. I don't know if he listens to the show or not, if this is maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I'm not sure. But he said, Mary Garza, I miss talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just, that's good. I'm glad, like you said, you put the flag out there. Religion's always on the table. That's good.
Absolutely. Good. Absolutely. And Clayton does. He told me he listens. And I know he listens because he's brought up specific moments. At 6:56, when you said that was a good question. I'm like, okay. He's listening.
Ruh-roh. Hi, Clayton.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's up all hours of the night.
He is. I've been going to the studio at 6:03 and I've seen Clayton. Absolutely. Well, the time's 8:59 a.m. Did we forget anything?
Come to the event.
Come to the event.
Yeah.
Real quick, one more time. Friday, April 28th, 7 to 8:30 a.m. Oh, scratch it up. I just realized something. How am I going to be able to go there if I got to be here? So you know what that means, Gabriel Bradford? Yep. That means you're running the show that day because I got to go do news, right?
We're in good hands.
You're in good hands. You're in good hands. See? Just like that. Get promoted. You got it, right? Yep. I know you do.
He's not even worried.
He's not. I
got this.
Dan, I have had to step away from the show. Him and Monica ran it all one day. I was at the Compañeros and Salud meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Flawless. I know they got it. That's what it's about. Pass the ball. Friday, April 28th, 7 to 8:30 a.m., Prisco Community Center, 150 West Illinois Avenue, a celebration of scouting and its impact on the community. The last thing I'll say at 9 o'clock a.m. is that I am proud of you guys. I like people who wear multiple hats. You guys have your own professional lives and careers, but then you still take time to do something else for somebody else, especially young people. I love that. And that's the kind of template that I've been trying to do with my life and everything. You know, I've got my job, but not only that, fill it in.
Well,
right.
Back
Help
at
somebody
you.
else.
Back at you. Kudos to the show and under your leadership and all of your capable partners.
Absolutely.
And I've been impressed with the show. And I've even though I've been in Aurora and I claim to know a lot, I always find people. Hey, I haven't met that person before. I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that program before. I didn't know that fact or that
Mm-hmm.
And you find out so much of what's going on in the city that we say it's like Mayberry, everybody knows everybody, but then you listen to the show and it's like, hey,
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I've had many of those
surprise.
moments, and you dropped some gems in the chat too, Dan. You have. Well, in 1973 is when the name changed. Oh, who knew? Who knew? Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you guys have a blessed and a prosperous and a very safe weekend. Tonight is the Who Killed the Carpenter's Son taking place at Fresh Start City Church, 10 South Lancaster, in Aurora on the west side. Pastor Jose Torres and his church are a beacon over there on that side of town. Please visit them if you can. And also, happy Easter to all of you great people. Good Morning Aurora will return on Monday. Take care of yourself and each other.